In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 most common mistakes people are making that is absolutely destroying their credit. Mistake number 1, only paying your credit card by the minimum payment date. You do not want to pay off your credit card by the minimum payment date, and I'll tell you a few reasons as to why. Number 1, you will actually have to pay interest on whatever balance you carry if you pay by the minimum payment date. And if you leave a huge balance on your credit card, even after you make the minimum payment date, that's going to get reported to the credit bureau, which is going to spike up your credit utilization. And as a general rule, the maximum you ever want to go with your credit utilization is 30%, though I recommend keeping it around 10%. So let's say, for example, you put $1,000 of spend into your credit card and you only make the minimum payment amount of $50. The remaining $950 of your balance is going to get reported to the credit bureau. And let's say also, for example, that your total credit limit is only $2,000. You've just used up 50% of your entire credit limit, which is a huge no-no with credit cards. And this brings me to common mistake number 2, not paying your credit card balance in full every billing statement. As a general rule of thumb, you want to treat your credit cards like your debit cards, meaning you only spend the money that you actually have and charge that to your credit card. Common mistake number 3, requesting a credit limit increase too soon or too often. So here's what happens. Every time you request a credit limit increase, it usually results in a hard pull. And for those of you who know anything about credit cards, anytime you get a hard pull, your credit score takes a hit, usually a couple of points that can range from anywhere from 2 to 8 points. Now, every time you request a credit limit increase and you get denied, that hard pull will affect your credit score. So you don't want to request a credit limit increase too soon or too often. I would generally say wait for the bank to increase the credit limit increase for you, or as a general rule, wait about 6 to 9 months before requesting a credit limit increase. Common mistake number 4, requesting too many credit cards too soon. Now here's the tricky thing about this. There isn't a real concrete date range as to when you should or shouldn't apply for credit cards. However, anytime you apply for a credit card, it results in a hard pull and it knocks off a couple of points off of your credit score. So if you apply for too many credit cards within a short time range, it's going to really hit your credit score. As a general rule, you want to apply for a new credit card. At the very minimum, you want to wait at least 3 months, while I actually recommend waiting 6 to 12 months before applying to a new credit card. Common mistake number 5, closing your credit card account. And there's actually a way to get rid of your credit card that you find no use for, that you don't find any more value in, other than closing it, and that's what's known as a product change. You do not want to cancel your credit card. Instead, do a product change. A product change is when you upgrade your credit card to a new one or downgrade your credit card to a different one. And here's the thing, a product change technically doesn't count as a new credit card, so it doesn't affect your credit score. The reason you do not want to, or you should be careful with canceling your credit card, is because if you cancel one of your oldest credit cards or your oldest one, your credit history is going to take a heavy hit, because your credit score, a lot of it is calculated on how old overall your credit age is. So you don't want to cancel your credit card. Instead, do a product change. For example, you can change a current annual fee card and downgrade it to a no annual fee card. And that's all I have for this very short video on 5 common mistakes that people make that destroys their credit. If you found any value in this video at all, if you found it informative in any kind of way, I'm going to ask you to like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos on credit cards, personal finance, and productivity.